Hello everybody, welcome to round one of the SimRacingHub World Championship in 2025. I'm another year older, my name is Mathew, ye long time ago racer in this league when I was a young boy. But now I like to sit in a nice comfy chair and watch these guys battle it out, and oh boy is my seat comfy tonight. We're going to be watching Josh Mills, Argenis Riera, Ezekiel Monteiro, and all of the usual culprits fight it out for the first win of the season and the first lead of the championship. As because there's no point in doing any championship standings because, well, everybody is, everyone's in the lead so far, even me. Anybody that's waiting at home is also in the lead. So welcome to Albert Park, Melbourne. 14 turns around this street circuit. It doesn't look like a street circuit, but obviously you can see the markings on the road that would denote that normally it is a street circuit. In fact, my mother and father-in-law are in Melbourne right now. I can see them. Hello. Hello. It's amazing, this game, of how much detail there is, that it can capture things like that. But I digress. So thank you for joining along with me. I'm alone, actually, this evening. I know. Devastating news for everybody. But we are going to get this rocking and a rolling without any help, and we'll have a good race here tonight. I get a good feeling. Australia is a great circuit to start the year on, and it's typically, if you were building an F1 calendar, you probably would start in Australia most of the time. In the old days, it was always the first race of the season before they started messing and fiddling around with Bahrain a couple of times. The weird Bahrain one time that didn't have any corners on it. It just kind of went straight forever. And then they came back, luckily, to Albert Park, and we are back at Albert Park as well. So, SimRacingHub, if you are new to the series, we don't always follow the calendar perfectly with the real life, but we do try to do it as best as we can, with always having a 2-week break in between the races to allow plenty of time to practice and real life things to happen. If you didn't capture last season, go back and watch it right now. Just turn the stream off and go back and watch it. The whole thing. All the rounds. No, I will give you the gist of it. Argenis Riera did win the championship. He had a good fight halfway through the season from Josh Mills, where we thought maybe Mills might have a chance. But in the end, it turned out that when Mills was really leading the championship, or right with Argenis Riera, it was because Riera really was making mistakes. As we see right now, he's in the wall! But it's in practice, so it doesn't matter. So we'll see if there's any more mistakes from Argenis Riera at the start of the season, or whether he can get off to a flying start in his usual, in the Aston Martin. So all the drivers get to pick new cars, or different cars, or change cars, and there's a whole process for that. It's not streamed live, unfortunately. It's not a very entertaining part of the process. But, you know, if you're used to seeing a driver in a certain car, you might not see that same driver this year in the same car, or you might do. For example, Acosta. He is driving the McLaren. The 44 helmet of OTTO Acosta is driving the McLaren car. So, it's gone. But if you're used to that car for him, then good news. The way that this works as well is, I believe it's the top 14 are automatically given a driving seat from last year's championship ranking. Not the championship standings, there is a ranking. We won't get into that. But the ranking can be things like practice laps, amount of time on the server and stuff like that. But the top 14 ranked drivers, I think it is, make the series automatically, and then everybody else has to fight it out through a death-defying winter series, which I hated the winter series, and usually would have to do it because, you know, I'm married. Usual culprits pretty much always make it. We've got Darren Fisher back in the series. Actually, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go through the drivers right now while we have a little bit of time. So, Ezekiel Monteiro in the Mercedes. He is a full-time driver this year, and he is, I'm happy to announce, teammate with Janos Magashrevi. We get to see that duo come back again to see who is going to be the #1 driver for that team. Argenis Riera, we just talked about him. He is in the Aston Martin. and coming back to defend his title. Josh Mills in the Red Bull is going to be the top challenger, we would think. Although right now it's looking like it could be Montero. Oh, double T. Oh, Acosta ready to go, go, go. Could be a dark horse for a win. He usually does start the season quite fast. Although I'm sure even if he does win, he'll find something that's wrong with the car, because that's just his nature. Bill Worrell back in the Ferrari. A lot of these teams actually, a lot of these drivers just didn't change teams, so that's actually very helpful for me. He's going to be driving the red Ferrari this year. Jean-Pierre Lalancette is in the Red Bull again, with the nice Canadian flag on the top of the helmet, supporting Canada, and he's, I believe, from Quebec. Jacopo Cardoso, he is back in the series, and he is driving the Alpine. I had to, actually for a second, I was like, what is he driving? It just looks like a carbon fiber mess. But I forgot that the Alpine is a car that actually exists, and we're happy to have Jacopo in the series, whatever he's driving. Sean Higgins in the very different and striking bright green. This is, I mean, that's a very bright version of the car this year. That's no doubt about that. Darren Fisher is in Haas, so MoneyGram, send him some money, and we'll see if number 99 Darren Fisher can get some work done today. Glenn Cooper, we know that his teammate OTTO, we just talked about him. Cooper gonna come back in the series. McLaren did have a really good team last year, so no great surprise that they're gonna go ahead and keep the same team this year. Tony Mitsalis, qualified full-time driver in the series in the Williams car. Ricardo Senior is in the Aston Martin again. Argenis Riera probably had the pick of the litter of the teammates. Went to give Ricardo Senior another go. Pressure is on, because last year Argenis Riera was doing all the work for Aston Martin in the end. Richard Haney is teammates to Sean Higgins once again this year, so just making sure those two are back as a duo. They're very good friends in the series. The captain, John Cook, in the strange Alpine, back in the series, full-time seat again. Great job to have him qualifying in the series, and always good to have him around, mostly because of his name. The Oppenheimer, Jeff Oppenheim, is driving the AlphaTauri. He is back in the series again full-time, which is another, the experience that these guys have at the back of the field. If you think that you're going to join SimRacingHub and just all of a sudden waltz away or be very, very fast, then you would be wrong. That is, of course, unless your name is this guy, Dejan Kovacic. He won the Winter Series, brand new to the series, won the Winter Series, and now he is in the Haas full-time, and honestly, he's not even put any laps up in practice here. Is that confidence? Let's find out as we're going to look going towards qualifying. Stefan Borderson, also in the series. He's come back. I'm not sure what he's driving right now because because his car has gone missing. And Cliff Van Leeuward is lights off in the garage as we go to qualifying. Who is going to be first out on this? Oh, there's a gaggle of cars. There's a gaggle of cars trying to go through qualifying, and it looks like Josh Mills is going to be the first driver on track. Not Argenis Riera this year. He jumped the gun, and that's a great sign of things to come. If that's not a statement, I don't know what is. We go green in the first qualifying session for the SimRacingHub Championship 2025. We're going to go for a lap around the track with Mills, but before we do, we will take one last look through the field and really expect on who we expect could be a good big mover or shaker to start the year. We just talked about Dejan Kovacic, who, again, I've not seen a lap of this driver, but I know that he won the Winter Series and he beat Darren Fisher, who is very, very fast himself. So we will see whether Swish Fish can get himself into the points. I would expect a good performance from him. Worrell is the guy that his pace has really improved over the years, and he could be best of the rest behind the typical top guys. I'm really interested to see where Kovacic does land, because he could be right near the top. Let's go on board with Josh Mills as we get ready for a lap around Albert Park, Melbourne, Australia. Heading into winter over there, but it's not winter today. As you can see right now, he's going to try and get a good run up, make sure he's easy flat through the final Prost corner, all the way through the gears. Let's go on board with Josh Mills. We start the lap. We got traffic right away. It's a bit of a distraction, but easy into turn one. Missed the apex by maybe a foot. Slid. You could see the car slide over, but still plenty of grip. Now he's going to go into the turn three, tight turn three, heavy braking. Again, just missing the apex, but rolling the speed through. Quick through four. Nicely over that bump. Flat out through five. The trees are very distracting at this part of the circuit. Ooh, turning really early. That's such an exciting turn. Best turn on the circuit for sure. 6, 7, 8. This is now where the track has changed over the years. Now it's a very, very fast section. Listen to turn 9. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, a bit of a hesitation lift in the middle. The first part, you could hear the engine scream for some pain. Now we're going to come. Oh, and he's pulled the Hamilton. He's in the wall. Mills is into the wall, and he's going to come back on track right in front of Riera. Is he going to affect Riera's lap? Riera will have seen that. That's a big distraction, but Mills is going to go into the pits. Riera's going to finish this lap for us, and that's not how you want to start the season for Josh Mills. Argenis Riera crosses the line with a 1:14.9 flat. And Montero does a 1:14.8 right behind him. So Ezekiel Montero right behind him. Maybe the distraction from Argenis Riera cost him just a little bit. And Montero's the fastest driver so far in the 2025 season. Jean-Pierre Alancet has put in a time 1 second above. Swish Fish! What a lap from Fish! Fisher just went only 2/10 behind Argenis Riera. That is a statement time for Darren Fisher. Has he been sandbagging today? Well, I mean, he's been doing well in the Winter Series. So where is my boy Kovacic? He's done Sector 1 of a 27.3, which is slower than Argenis Riera. It's not too hot right now, but we will give the rookie. Oh, that's oh no! Into the wall. Wow. Oh, and he's lost the rear wing. He's driving a Formula Ford. He's exited. His qualifying is done. He starts from the back of the grid. Oh, my word. That is not what you want to do when you're on board at the start of the season. But, hey, no one said it was easy. It's a long season. He's going to have a long race this afternoon. Back up to the top of the field. Did Riera go again? No, he did not. He's leaving the pits now for his second go. Now, we should explain, Mills, where does he have to go? All the way down here to number 17. Mills can go and have another go here, so we're not going to give him, you know what? We're not going to do it. We're not going to go on board with him again. We don't want to jinx it. But Mills does get another go. He didn't lose his rear wing. Once you lose your rear wing, however, you are done for the qualifying session. So that is the reason why Kovacic cannot continue on. So Mills is going to start the lap. We will watch from afar. OWTO Acosta's in P4. Look at Fisher in P3. That's sensational so far. Magas Revi went into P5, but he's half a second off of his teammate, Zika Montero. Is Montero on a lap right now? He is not on a hot lap right now. Let's see how Josh Mills is performing after the first sector. Through turn 4, turn 5. He didn't have any issues with this on his hot lap. A 26.7. That's a fast time in the first sector. That's actually purple first sector, I believe, for Josh Mills. So he's got that DRS wing wide open. There's only 4 minutes to go. If he makes a mistake on this lap, that looked better. If he makes a mistake on this lap, then he's not going to have much time to go. DRS again. 2 DRS zones. Only 1 detection, however. Can he get through this treacherous turn? Oh, he's sliding sideways, but the Oracle Red Bull does manage to get through. Very interesting to see these cars sliding around because it is round 1. So these guys have not got the perfect setup yet, which sometimes you do see at the end of the season. Can Josh Mills put himself at the top of the timesheets? Mills does! A 14.5, 0.3 of a second. Boom! Goes the dynamite. But Zeke Montero has gone purple in Sector 1, and Riera is right behind him as well. So, Riera is going into the fast chicane now. Oh, and he spins! Oh, we're not going on board with anybody anymore. Does he lose a rear wing? He's going to be blocking the track. There he is. Montero waves at him as he goes by, but now the rules are the rules. There's a yellow flag. You're supposed to slow down. A 17.4 in the middle sector. Riera was a 17.2, so Riera was on a hotter lap than Montero was. Will Montero bail? Yes, he will, after getting that yellow. Who's on a lap? Fisher! Let's go on board. 26.7, fast first sector. There's a yellow in Sector 1. Oh, this car is set up nicely, ladies and gentlemen. Fisher's got this thing on the move. He's already... Oh, just a little tap at that curb on the inside. You just want to lick it. Just a lick of the curb. And it just pulls the car around beautifully. Final 2 turns for Fisher. This is a clumsy corner. You just want to get on the power. But if you don't leave yourself enough room on the exit here, you run out of road. Fisher did. Let's see if Fisher can improve. He does! P3! Wow! Fisher overtakes Argenis Riera on the board. OTTO went P2. Janos Magasrevi goes to P3. What is happening? Everybody just improved in the last lap here. There's still 2 minutes to go. OTTO, what a lap that was. We didn't see that one coming, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't go on board with him. He finished the lap. OTTO. What a performance from him. P2 so far in the orange McLaren. Mills, P1. Still 0.2 of a second. Actually, no. Acosta was only 0.03 of a second behind Mills. Just so you know, that's like from like now to now. It's not much time at all. Now Riera's down to P6 with Magasrevi in 3rd, Montero 4th. Riera's down to P6. Riera's going to start a lap. Let's go on board with Argenis Riera. Oh, he's already sideways. This is crazy to see Riera's car not on rails. Already that will have been time lost. And that will have rattled him. It'll got the tyres warmer than he would have wanted it. You can see Riera's got the car nice and loose. Can he pull a good time in the first sector? That will have cost him some time, I would think. A 26.8, yes. Last time he did a 26.5. That's the purple right now in the first sector. So he's 0.3 down on the best first sector time. Can Riera get the chicane right? Yes, he can this time. That was a nice chicane. Heavy braking. There's traffic in the way. Oh, you can see the car just not wanting to slow down. The rear of the car is just pushing forward. Oh, there's traffic! Oh! And there's a big crash. A huge crash. There's a Formula Ford. I mean, you shouldn't be blocking the circuit. Who was that that's blocking the circuit? Is that Cook? No. I'm still trying to learn who was driving who. I think it could have been Jeff Oppenheim. We will not know who that was. We're still learning on how to do replays and things like that with this new circuit. But Ezekiel Montero goes P1 during the... Well, we were just messing around and distracting. Montero steals pole position for the Mercedes team. Is anybody else on a lap right now? Janos Magasrevi, no. He's P4. Fisher down to P5, but, I mean, he had a great performance. He ended up P5. Riera P6. Lalanset 7. Cooper 8, but he'll be disappointed with Acosta. 0.8 of a second faster than him in P3. Jacobo Cardozo, P9. Tony Mitsalis. What a great performance from the Mitster. Hey, Mitster. Wow. P10. Great performance. Bill Worrell outside the top 10. I was just talking about how good he was. And he's outside the top 10. He's going to be P11. Bill Worrell's in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. He just put a lap in. He jumped back into the top. I don't know anything anymore. I can't keep track of what's happening. As soon as I say Bill Worrell's finally outside the top 10, he gets himself back into the top 10. Great performance from the Ferrari driver. Sean Higgins, P12. Ricardo Sr., P13. Disappointing for him. I mean, Aston Martin, terrible qualifying for them. Absolutely terrible qualifying for them. Josh Mills is one of the only people on the circuit right now, but he's going to be devastated. He missed out on pole by, it was only 0.02 of a second. Wow, so close to almost jumping that back. He was purple in Sector 3 on his last run. 14.301. He just put it in at the end, but it wasn't good enough. Montero takes the pole, the first pole of the year, and he will be very, very happy with that. The number one Mercedes driver all along. Until Magus Revi beats him in the race, of course. Looking at the bottom, we had a driver, Juan Orego. I'm gonna have to learn the pronunciations. I apologize on. And if you're new to the series, listen, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. I could make a mess of it. So, Juan Orego is what we're gonna go with. Answers on a postcard, please. Cliff Vanley Ward actually joined the session as well, so he ended up in P18. Dejan Kovacic, we said the rookie, the exciting electric rookie, got himself electrocuted in his first qualifying session at SimRacingHub, but hey, there's still a long race to go. Other good performances. Lalenset just seems to be, best of the rest again. What was the gap? Yeah, it was 0.4 of a second between Argenis Riera and Lalenset. And obviously we know Riera has more pace in that car when he keeps it out of the wall and the kitty litter. So we will take a quick water break here as we will warm up. I gotta cool down. I don't need to warm up. I need to cool down because that qualifying session had a lot of action. And actually, not patting the hand on the back for the cameraman, but the cameraman seemed to capture a lot of the onboard incidents there. There was a lot that we missed, no doubt about it. Now let's see what Riera is going to do here, because Riera is always interesting with doing practice starts and things in the warm-up session. See the second gear start, ladies and gentlemen, kids. Do you see this? He's in second gear. A lot of drive. Oh, he's not happy with the bite point. Riera's not a happy bunny with this car right now. That means he's probably only going to win by maybe a lap. Interesting with the second gear start. Not everybody uses it, but most people do these days. They do not use the first gear. Why do you use that? Basically, you will get more wheel spin immediately with the first gear, but second gear can spool up a lot faster. And it's riskier because if you do lose it in second gear, you're going much quicker when you do get the wheel spin. So it's kind of a high risk strategy, but these drivers are professionals. What is Montero doing? He's going to do some laps with the heavy fuel. These drivers, of course, have to refuel now after qualifying. They have to put a full tank in. And the car, I can't express enough how bad the car feels. When you go from putting a pole lap in qualifying on to putting fuel. Let's see what Montero is going to do. Interesting. He's lining up for some reason way further back than what his grid spot is. He's in second gear as well, as you see, kids. Oh, that was a very interesting start. He got an immediate launch and then a ton of wheel spin. But these drivers, of course, this is the first real start of the season, so they're all kind of seem a little bit shaky with the setups. I think we could see quite a lot of incidents today. I will do my best to try and keep up with it. So we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Mercedes are on pole. So Mercedes are 1 and 4. Red Bull are 2 and 13. OWTO and Acosta. So again, this is McLaren. McLaren are 3 and 8. So 3 and 8 is not such a bad, both in the points. Acosta's got some pace. I like to say that I called that at the start of the season. He usually does have some pace. No Richard Walcott today. So there'll be 0 Bermudans in the field. At least, I think so. I have to check the rookies just to make sure, but I feel pretty good about that. Jacobo Cardozo. He's in the pits. He's going to practice, and that's another thing that you want to practice in the warm-up. A lot of these drivers will do hot laps, and as a result, they will just hit escape at the end of a hot lap. You do have to come to a stop, but you can do that, of course, in practice and in testing. But what it means is sometimes you don't actually know where the pit line is very often, and that can catch some people out. Not saying it's ever caught me out. Yeah, it definitely has. At least double-digit times. Just do a full in-lap, kids. It's just safer. Minute 17 to go. I'm going to do my homework here on the new season and the new cars and who's driving the cars. I'll get it probably by maybe about round 10. That's about when I'll probably know who's driving what as we kind of go through the field. And no seniors in the Aston. I know that. And I finally have figured out, ladies and gentlemen, that that green car is a Sauber. I didn't know what it was. I watched the first race of the season. I did watch it, of course. Big fan. Surprisingly enough, the Sauber didn't get much airtime. And I also have 2 kids, so my watching of the race was fairly limited. So there's a Sauber out there. Who's driving this Sauber? Oh, it's the duo of Higgins and Haney, the double H. Higgins-Haney Sauber combination. The steak Sauber. Love a good steak. Apologize if there's any vegetarians. You can see that Argento Schreier has boss written on his car. It's because he is a boss. It's not about Hugo Boss. So we get ready for round 1. Australia, Melbourne, Albert Park. Who's going to take it? Been a big off season for these guys. Been wondering, at the end of the season, sometimes you can be exhausted. You can be like, I don't want to pick up a sim racing rig again for at least a few months. And then usually after about 2 weeks, you're like, let's get this going. I want to see what the new mod is like. I want to see what the tires are like. I want to see what the car's like. I want to start, setting up the brakes and the tweaks. I just don't see a lot of cars set up perfectly yet. I just don't see that. I don't see a lot of cars set up perfectly. So it's going to be interesting to see how many mistakes are done today. So of course we'll run down the grid when they are on the formation lap. We'll hope that the tires are correct once they get going, but we won't worry about the tires until the end of lap 1, just to be safe, on the safe side here. Speaking of being on the safe side, Josh Mills is not on the safe side. He's on the dirty side of the grid. It is something you want to be. You do want to be on the inside, you would think, going into turn 1, but there's quite a lot of runoff on the outside of turn 1. So, to be honest, being on the outside, not a bad thing at all. The drivers get us off and underway. into the formation lap. Let's go through the grid for the first round of the SimRacingHub World Championship. Pole position, Zeke Montero, starting off with a bang. P1. He was only 0.03 of a second faster than Josh Mills, championship contender, runner-up last year. And he is going to attempt to get a head start on last season's champion. Oh, double TO Acosta in the bright orange car. Let's go. P3. Janos Magasrevi. P4 for him. Strong, solid start, but one place lower than he normally is. Swish Fish. Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. Ready to go. Back. He back at the front where he belongs. Argenis Riera, reigning champion, in 6th position in the Aston Martin. Jean-Pierre Lalancette is in P7 in the Red Bull. P8, Glenn Cooper in the McLaren. P9, Jacobo Cardozo, Senor El Fuego, is in P9 for the Alpine. Bill Worrell got himself into the top 10 in the Ferrari, but it just means he won't be able to choose the right tyres. Mitsalis is P11 in the Williams, the lead Williams car. Good start for him. Sean Higgins is in P12 in the Sauber, ladies and gentlemen. Ricardo Senior is in P13. Stefan Brodersen is in P14. Richard Haney in the second Sauber, P15, further down than he would like to be. John, the captain, Cook, is in 16th. Jeff Oppenheim is in P17. Cliff Van Leeuward in P18 in the second Williams. Dejan Kovacic, the rookie in the series. Actually, it's an all-rookie back row as he shares it with Juan Orrego. So let's go trackside on board with the front drivers. We will go on board with the front. Let's see who's going to get a good start. As you can see, the rookies have lined up at the back of the field. There is some movement going on. Stay still, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're racing in Albert Park. Solid start from the Mercedes of Montero. Magasrevi's trying to get round Acosta. He can't quite get by. He's looking up the inside. He's put his nose. He can't make it work. Did everybody else get through the field? Green flags. Looks like most drivers did. Calm at the front. Josh Mills right behind Montero. OTTO did manage to hold on to P3. Janos Magasrevi P4. Riera did dispatch of Swish Fish. He's up to P5. Let's keep an eye on him because he should fly up through the field. Jean-Pierre Lalancette is also looking racy. The rookies had a great start. Wow. Dejan Kovacic is up to P16. This is in the back of the field. I think there's some damage. Some of these cars do have some damage. You can see that's Cliff Van Leeuward down in last place. Back up the front, there is a train. Montero, Mills, Acosta, Magasrevi, Riera, and Fisher. He's actually keeping on to the back train, and so is Jean-Pierre Lalancette. So the top 7 are keeping on board with the train. It's actually P8 that is seeming to fall a little bit behind. So we will keep an eye on if anybody's going to try and move at lap 1. But it's Montero who leads the first lap. And here we go, Lalancette having a little look. Can't quite get it done on Swish Fish. Mills has fallen back a lot from Montero, 1.7 seconds, and he's becoming under pressure from OTTO, Magasrevi, and the rest of the front train. Let's go on board with Kovacic. There's a bit of a battle going ahead of him, actually. It's the captain, Cook, Haney, and Ricardo Senior. Can Richard Haney be the first pass that we see on board? Is he going to try on the outside? No. Not going to happen, Haney. Not going to happen. Get squeezed out. He'll have to try again. 1.5 seconds is the gap up front. We'll keep an eye on that for you. It looks like Magus Revi is right behind, but here we go. Haney, no, he cowered it out. Back up to the top. 2 seconds now. He is 2 seconds away from Josh Mills. And you can see DRS is now open for OTTO. And it's still Lalancet who's looking a little racy. Oh, mistake from Swish Fish. Lalancet, can he take advantage? Can't quite get it done into turn 3. And now there's no passing really until midway through, until the turn 9 chicane. Back up with this train. We're going to have to keep an eye on this train because Mills does not seem comfortable with his car. By the way, on the tyre front, they're all on mediums. Well, that is incredibly boring. Wow. How did we get that boring, ladies and gentlemen? Every single car is on the same set of tyres. I mean, you know, when you're right, but nobody even wanted to try the wets. Please don't try the wets. For a little bit further back, after that front group, we have Cardozo, Cooper, and Higgins. Cooper really does need to get past Cardozo, I think, because I think that he should have a little bit more pace in that car. Riera is going to be looking racy on Magus Revi very, very soon as well, so have to keep... Oh! And there's a McLaren off! That will be OTTO! We just captured a glimpse. It must have been a spin at the last turn. OTTO, no! And Cooper does overtake his teammate, but that's not the position that he would have wanted to gain. OTTO with a spin. So that now leads Magus Revi up to P3, which is where he usually belongs. But I think he has the pace to catch up to Josh Mills. What's interesting is Riera isn't exactly all over the back of Magus Revi. So Riera doesn't have too much pace. You can see Magus Revi, Mills is trying to break the stream. Mercedes could be a 1-2 here. That would be crazy to start the year. Does Acosta have damage? Worrell is behind Acosta. Let's see if Worrell catches him up or not, and whether Acosta has to dive into the pits to fix some damage or not. I can't believe that OTTO started off with a mistake right at the beginning. At least we think it was a mistake. Has to have run wide at that final turn and got a little bit squirrely. He's not going to pit. He's going to continue on. Back up at the top. Mills. Magus Revi. Riera, Magus Revi, both with the DRS open. Chasing after the Red Bull of Mills, who is doing a good job of holding them off because he doesn't have help of DRS, of course. Meanwhile, a full turn ahead of these guys is Ezekiel Montero. He is absolutely flying, and the nice thing is, he's probably taking less out of his tires than all of the other guys are because he's in such a great rhythm. Lalancet has dropped right back now from Argenis Riera. Great camera angle. And you can see it is Magus Revi that's getting a little bit racy. Looking at the inside with the DRS, but not going to work. Can he line him up through this back section? Senior is out of the race, by the way. Ricardo Senior, our first DNF of the season. Not going well for Aston Martin. Mills gets such a great launch off that last corner. Riera is going to be looking racy as well. He's going to be getting the double slipstream. We're going to have to keep an eye on Argenis Riera coming up through the pack. Oh, and you can see a little bit of a kick of dust from Magus Revi. Is he close enough to try a move? No, he is not. And Riera cannot try to move either. These guys are so close together. And honestly, they all look to be about the same speed. But that speed is not the same speed of Ezekiel Montero, who is just pulling away. Other big movers in the field. Sean Higgins is up to P9. He's had quite a good start. He has actually got some really good pace as well. He's right behind Cooper. He's hanging on to the back also of Cardozo. So there's a couple of big gaps. There's a big gap between Fisher and Jacopo Cardozo, as you'll see right here. Fisher's kind of in a world of his own right now. Let's take a look at the rookies. Let's just have a double check on them. Kovacic is up into P14, which is great. And Juan Orrego is in P16. So, and they're still running. So that's definitely good to see. On board with Josh Mills. You can almost feel the pressure from behind from these three guys. Oh, look at how tight Riera gets into turn 1 versus Magasrevi. Car is going. Magasrevi's going to try a little bit of a fake up the inside of Mills. I'm not even sure if you want to be leading this train because obviously you won't get DRS, but the problem that these drivers have is that every single lap Montero is pulling out half a second on Josh Mills. Mills is really struggling to keep up with Montero. Montero's gone, ladies and gentlemen. He's all the way over here. He's basically in Sydney. Very, very impressive, and it shouldn't be of any great surprise. Montero, you can see how far he is ahead. Oh, wow. So close. That's a tight line, though, for Magasrevi. He got very... Oh, Magasrevi's off! He's into the wall! Oh, my Lord. Magasrevi. Where he's falling down the top. He's lost the front wing. Now there's a battle behind. There's going to be a yellow flag. This is Higgins. And there's Cardozo and Cooper. Higgins! Oh, no! Double pirouette! And Acosta almost gets caught up. Higgins! Oh, no! And he gets on the top of the... Oh, Worrell's out of the race. What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, all chaos broke loose. I don't even know what has happened. We've got Cardozo trundling down. He's not going to go in the pits. Why was he going so slow? He's not going to go in the pits. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to do. And the rookies are up to 11th and 12th. Kovacic is into the top 10. The experienced veterans are making mistakes. And the rookies are the ones picking themselves through the field. That was absolute madness. Now Magasrevi is into the pits. The engine is off because he's going to try and recover here. You got the Captain Cook. He's in the pits as well. You can see Magasrevi needed a wing. Captain Cook is in the pits. Let's just take a look back at the front because we still have Mills and Riera right there. Somehow Magasrevi didn't take out Riera and kind of moved out of his way. I said that these cars didn't look planted. They didn't look ready to race, some of these cars, and we are seeing drivers are learning these long runs, and they're learning the hard way by feeling a very, very hard wall. Fisher's still in a mind of his own, just in his own little race in P5, but he's doing a great, great job. Cooper up to P6. OTTO back up to P7, so the two McLarens are still in the points. I'm sure Acosta's car has damage, however. Let's stay with a look with Riera because this is the closest battle right now on the circuit. I'm gonna need some water, ladies and gentlemen. This has been... We thought it might be. We thought it might get tasty. Oh, it got tasty, alright. Mills has managed to stop the bleeding a little bit from Montero, but Montero could just be managing the pace of this race at this point. Jean-Pierre Lalancette, P4 for him. So where did Magasrevi come back out? He came out in P17. Oh, my word. Montero's coming into the final sector, and Magasrevi's only just entering the first sector. Oh, that's going to be a painful one. What tires did he put on? Cook put on the hards. Magasrevi put on another set of the mediums. So guys, really, really enjoying the mediums. The first person to put any other type of tire on is, of course, the captain, John Cook. He's not afraid of these tires, but oh, that was a lot of understeer. Riera all over the back of Mills. Can Riera get himself into P2? This was the championship fight last year. This last year was the fight for P1 in a lot of races. But this year, P1 is long gone. But it looks like Riera's going to get a good tow through this section. And of course, he'll get DRS, which Mills will not. Can he get a good exit through the chicane? No, that was terrible. I'm not even going to watch it. The understeer, probably from the dirty air from the car in front, really disrupted Riera's car then. Lancet on his own in 4th. Let's run down the order. P5, Darren Fisher. Also, he's starting to catch Lancet, I think, a little bit. Glenn Cooper, P6. And right behind him is his teammate OTTO in the other McLaren. Sean Higgins having a very good race, sticking out of a bunch of trouble that's been around him. And Dejan Kovacic is into P9. He's up to P9. We said he was an electric. We said it. Already up to P9. Jacopo Cardozo is hanging on to the P10 point right now, but he's got a bunch of Ferraris all over the back of him. It's Orego who's actually ahead of Bill Worrell. And it looks like Orego actually could go for a pass here. Let's keep an eye on this. Can he get enough pace? Nice exit from the Alpine. That would be a bit bold. And you can see the Alpine. Just in case you didn't know it was an Alpine, it says it on the back of the car. Let's keep another look at the front. Mills still holding off Riera. Just a little touch of the grass. Just a little. Oh, he's run wide. And here we go. Argenis Riera. He just couldn't take advantage. And are the tires already starting to go off and struggle? They're not struggling for Montero. Oh, yes. Here we go. Penalty for Haney. Haney has a penalty, but Mills is into the pits. So let's see. Josh Mills. Trundling down the pit lane. Where is he going to end up? That's an early stop for Mills. He's really not been happy with this car at all. What tires will he put on? He's going to go with the hards. That's what it says anyway. Yeah, hard tires for Josh Mills. He's going to come out, is that in the middle of the McLaren sandwich? Or behind the McLaren sandwich? So he comes out behind OTTO Acosta, who of course didn't pit, remember. He got the damage, but he didn't pit. It'd be interesting to see how far Riera can go on these tires now that he has been freed. We still have Orego right behind Cardozo for the final point. You know what, Orego, just stay in 11. It's my favorite position anyway. Back up at the front. Zico Montero has DRS for some unknown reason. We don't know why. It's got to be from the Alpine. It's an Alpine, you see, in front of him because it says. There's a yellow in Sector 1. Let's see if anybody starts falling down the board here. Oh, and we have a pit. That is the leader, Montero, into the pits. And the back marker pitted at the same time as well. That's Haney. And Haney had a penalty in the pits. I think it must have been from speeding in the pit lane. So it actually won't affect Montero because he's going to be allowed to go. And Haney is still sitting there. That's so painful. Where will he come out? And you can see how much time Mills has actually gained by doing the undercut of, it was only like a lap. And he's right there. He was 3.5 seconds behind. And now Josh Mills can see Zeke Montero. There's a McLaren in the way, but there's always a McLaren in the way at SimRacingHub. That's just kind of what happens. These McLarens are just always in the way. They're always together. They're always spinning and pirouetting and winning, and you don't quite know what you're going to get. Mills hasn't dispatched Acosta on these new tires. He's on the new hards, of course. Can he do it here? Josh Mills up the inside of Riera. Thank you very much with the DRS. Sorry, up the inside of Acosta, and Acosta didn't make that too difficult. But Mills now can get after Montero. He's right there. That was very interesting. Riera's going to then be losing time. He's going to have to pit because he can see he's going to fall back. And here we go. Into the pits comes Riera, and Lalancette is also into the pits. It says that he was... Oh, he's leading the race. He's not into the pits. Jean-Pierre Lalancette leading the race, and there's a spun Alpine in the middle of the track. It's not Cardozo. And here we go. This is Riera coming out right behind, or right ahead of Acosta. Acosta won't fight that, I don't think. I think he's going to just sit behind Riera. So Riera managed to somehow jump over Acosta, which is good. He didn't lose much time at all, actually, in the grand scheme of things. Not too much to Mills, but he did lose some. I mean, consider it was only a couple of laps. Yeah, he did lose. There's no doubt about it. Montero, purple, sector 1. Let's get on with it. Let's get that gap back going, and he is doing exactly that. 13 laps, 11 laps actually on the mediums is not a very long time. These drivers are going to have to do lots of pit stops. That's what they said this season. This season's going to be about pit stops. Remember those? Remember those things in real Formula 1? Those were great. Now it's just about managing tires. Acosta's got his wing wide open. He's getting some DRS. He's back in the train, but of course, he's completely out of sync. There's an Alpine that's coming on right in front of Acosta. We'll get out of the way. Luckily, the blue flags. Acosta goes around. Ooh, went a little bit deep. Got away with it. New lap time. New best lap time of the race. Montero with an 18.536. Zika Montero. And guess who's leading the race, ladies and gentlemen? It's a McLaren. Don't know why. Don't know how. But Glenn Cooper leading the race. Of course I know how. He hasn't pitted yet. Kovacic is in the pits. Looks like most of these drivers are taking the hards. They're coming into the pits and they're getting another set of hards, which is very, very interesting. And that's exactly what Dejan's done as well. Let's put these hards on. So these are they're going medium, hard. Will they go hard again or medium? Which tire do they prefer? Is the medium running out too soon? Is that the problem? We don't know. You'll have to stick around to find out. So Montero's going to take the lead of the race from Cooper any minute now, but good to see Glenn Cooper back at the front leading the race. And he's going to keep going. Cooper's going to make him pass it on track. Maybe he's hoping for a red flag. Of course, it's just insane in real life. There's no red flags in SimRacingHub, really, but in real life, if there was a red flag, Cooper would be allowed to change his tires for no reason at all. I don't know why that's a rule. It doesn't make any sense, but Cooper would legit have the lead of the race, and Montero's gone deep! How do we keep catching these things on camera? This is wild! And Mills is going to be right there. Oh, he's going to be licking his chops. Oh, and he almost put it in the wall. You could see he probably squeezed the power that little bit sooner when he saw that mistake from Montero. No harm, no foul, but Glenn Cooper, the wily veteran, still leading this race. Difficult to get past. He'll make you put it in the wall. Mitsalis must have got caught up in an incident because he's further back. Let's go with Magus Revi on board because he's right behind Bill Worrell coming back through the field. But not easily. It's going to be a bold pass and he didn't really go for it. Luckily, great driving from both of them to avoid a crash. But where is Janos going to pass Worrell, who is not easy to overtake? We know this. Magus Revi recovering back through the field, but not completely happy with his car. You can see the aero wash is a big, big problem. We'll stay on board with this here. Unless we see any other action going on the timing sheets, flickering. There's a yellow, sector 3. So we're not too sure exactly where these yellows keep coming from. And Magus Revi didn't get past. So Glenn Cooper leads the race. Montero's going to try again to get past him. Cooper does not need to get out of the way here. I think he's going to be a sitting duck. Quack, quack, quack here. Because Montero's going to have the DRS. Cooper will just make him choose which side he wants to go. So he doesn't lose the pace. Josh Mills is going to be right there too. Cooper's going to get a nice little bit of slipstream from Montero. And that's worked out brilliantly for Glenn Cooper. Although the undercut seems to be the way to go, he's gained time on a lot of these drivers, of course, because they've been putting it off the track. So Montero is back in the lead of the race. Mills is right behind Cooper. He's technically in P2. Riera is right there behind Josh Mills. He's caught back up, and we're going to have this fight all over again once they clear the McLaren, which is easier said than done. Can Mills get it done here? DRS is wide open. Ooh, Cooper, he's just such a wily veteran at putting himself in the middle of the circuit. He knows how to get that done. Costa's popped himself back up to P6, but again, he still needs to stop. I think these guys, unfortunately, they had to wait a full lap. Mills had to wait a full lap to overtake Cooper. He will get it done finally. He does get it done before this turn, but that cost him time. So Montero gets away with the mistake that he made because Montero has once again bolted down the road. And he's pulled out a little bit of a gap from Josh Mills. But there's some cracks in the armor starting to show. So running through the lineup, Zeke Montero, the lead of the race, and lap 18 out of 58. Starting lap 19. Now, Josh Mills in the Red Bull, P2, with a feisty Argenis Riera right behind him. Glenn Cooper currently in P4. He's doing a different strategy. See how that plays out. Jean-Pierre Lalancette, we haven't talked much about him. He did drop off from the front pack, but he's having a very quiet race, as you can see, all on his own. Swish Fish, Darren Fisher in the MoneyGram car. Getting DRS from back markers, but he's also not racing a whole lot of people in P6. P7, Sean Higgins. What a great drive. What a great drive. So far, nothing. He's avoided. It's been like Final Destination for him today. He's avoided spinning cars left, right, and center. One of them is this man, O-double-T-O. He's done a couple of O's, a couple of donuts, and now he's pulling himself back through the field into P8. I believe he may have pitted. I have to keep an eye on that one. Stefan Brodersen, P9. He's having a good race as well. Just staying out of trouble. And the rookie, Dejan Kovacic, started back of the field on the back row. He's pulled himself into P10. He's already pitted. He's got the hard tires on. There's more to come from him. And the other rookie, Juan Orrego, right there too. Cooper's in the pits. So Glenn Cooper is into the pits. Behind Orrego, this man. Fast. But almost last. Janos Magusrevi. Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes has been the theme so far this year. Let's just say learnings. They're still learning these cars. No other real action going on right now. Cardozo is behind Janos Magusrevi. Bill Worrell down in 14th. He got caught up in these incidents as well. We saw Haney get caught up in the incidents. He's further down in P17. Cliff Van Lee Ward, P15. There is Haney. He's behind Oppenheim, who's... there's actually nobody really very close to each other right now on the circuit. And we have two DNFs. We have John Cook and Ricardo Sr. out of this race. Back on board with the leader. Let's have a little look at what it's looking like leading round Albert Park. Clipping the dip. You can see the dip at the apex into turn 1. 7th gear into 8th gear. We're going to brake halfway through between the last two markers. Gets it stopped beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Runs on the curbs nice and easy using all the track. flat. That's a good sign. He's flat already in lap 21. Such a great corner. Throws it in, uses the camber, and now this is the easiest not straight that's straight that isn't straight that you will see on the grid. Count the palm trees on the right hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 109 palm trees. Super fast chicane from Montero. Behind him, 2 seconds, Josh Mills. And behind him, in the DRS zone, eating the air through the letterbox, is Argenis Riera. Go to SimRacingHub.com, by the way, if you enjoy this race and you want to join potentially in the series or just get on the server, have some laps, and see really why these drivers are having such a challenging time here today. It's because it's a challenging race. Montero, I saw, had some traffic. He did dispose of it, so now it'll be a question of whether Mills can dispose of that traffic as well. Without this man, Argenis Riera, taking advantage. Now, of course, Mills will get the DRS from the back marker, which helps, but he hasn't managed to clear him there. We'll see how easily the back marker can get out of the way. There's a yellow. This time we know who it is. It is Cardozo. Cardozo! He's in the wall. He's reversing. Oh, it looks like he lost it out of the chicane. Yep, and now he's got no front wing, and Cardozo's day basically done. Chance of points goes to 0. Let's go back up. And it looks like Mills did get by the back marker, which is good. The Williams got out of the way. There's the front wing. You can see the front wing on the exit of that turn from Cardozo. If we go on board here with Darren Fisher, you'll see on the left-hand side, it's out of the way. It's by the wall there, so no big issues. Cardozo's in the pits. Magas Revi is in the pits as well. So Magas, I mean, he's again out of sync. What tires will Magas Revi put on? He's turned the car off again. He's fixing damage again. That's crazy. The second time he's had to fix damage. We got Oppenheim now in the wall. He's on the wall in the straight. Don't reverse into the traffic. That's a good job of making sure you don't reverse onto the traffic. You never should reverse onto the circuit anyway, but Jeff is making sure that he does this nice and legal. Luckily, he didn't lose his wing, I don't believe, because there's nothing worse than that, because you have to go around the entire circuit before you can pit again. Nothing worse than that. Well, Josh Mills is still ahead of Argenis Riera, but the gap is 2.8 seconds from Ezekiel Montero out front. Riera just, he's had dirty air all race. I wonder if he had clean air, what he could do. I'm not convinced that that car would just speed off into the distance. I think this is the legit pace that Riera has today. Which still isn't bad, by the way. P3? Well, you know, listen, some of us would kill for P3. Now, can Riera make that P2? It's just too far back. He's just too far back. You can see the Oracle. He's going to have to consult the Oracle to find a way past that car, though. Can he keep it tight enough through this fast section without getting the aero wash? Okay, we're going to get some DRS here now. But is it going to be enough? Is he hitting the limiter with the DRS, I wonder? No, he's way far back. He's so far back. We have a major update to tell you. Cliff Vanley Ward is in P13. 13 letters in his last name. 13th place in the Australian Grand Prix so far. Jean-Pierre Lalancette, P4. Still doing a good job. And we got Fisher. Wow, was that Janos Magas Revi getting lapped by Darren Fisher? What did my eyes just see? Oh, Nelly. Magus Revi is driving an absolute tank of a car right now. It just seems bent. He's going to try and unlap himself, I believe. And unfortunately, while this is happening with Magus Revi trying to unlap himself, Cliff Van Lee Ward went into the pits. 13 letters in his last name. He's going to come out in 17th position. Magus Revi did get pie, so Fisher let Magus Revi pass, so Magus Revi had some speed. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new tyre. We have a new tyre. Sean Higgins, P10, is on the red soft tyres. Let's see him carve through the field for what could only be described as 6 great laps, and then surely they're going to fall off. No one else has used these tyres yet, so I'm very interested to see how they can do. But it's actually Orego, it's the 2 rookies fighting. Out front, Orego and Kovacic are the ones that are fighting. They have the super speed. Oh! And we got another one! Kovacic is off. He is off. He's spinning around. He got going very, very quickly. And actually, he's still in the top 10 because of it. Sometimes you get lucky. It's better to be lucky than good. So that frees up Juan Orego. He's now the top rookie. P8. Back of the field. Last position to P8 in his SimRacingHub debut. But I got some bad news for you. We're not even halfway through the race distance yet. So this can definitely go sour very, very quickly. You can see how gingerly these drivers are taking some of these corners. OTTO is up to P7, and I think on merit now. Cooper is ahead of him, also on merit, on a different strategy. Where is Mills? Where is Josh Mills? Josh Mills must have pitted. Yes, I believe he did. Mills now down to 5th position. I think it was pit. I don't think there was a mistake. Clipping that sleeping policeman, waking him up through the fast chicane. Once we get a little bit more familiar with the cameras here, we will have a little bit of idea exactly what has happened. But Mills is back down in 5th, we assume, from a pit stop. That would make the most amount of sense. In a race that hasn't made a whole lot of sense so far, but Riera is now free. He is now free of his rival. Now what will be interesting to see is Montero and Riera did not pit. So if Mills was pitting, they would normally pit. Was Mills on a different tire? Did he take the hard tires? I have to go back and remember. I'm not sure whether Mills was on the hard tires or whether he went with the mediums again. And that could be the reason why. Now he's on the hard tires. Let's see if anybody dives to the pits this lap as Montero screams down into the final sector. Still comfortably in the lead of this race. Will he dive over to the pits on the right hand side? If he's worried in any way about the pace of Mills, he will, but it's early for these tires. So I think Mills may be doing different strategy. Run down the field, Montero, P1. Argenis Riera is in P2 now, freed at last. Let's keep an eye on his pace versus Zika Montero. And the last lap, oh, Argenis Riera took out half a second on Ezekiel Montero on the last lap. So Riera is back. He's back in the race, and he's back chasing down the 3-second gap to Montero. Jean-Pierre Lalansat, JPL, is in P3, a podium right now. He hasn't put a foot wrong all day. Not a foot wrong, not a toe wrong, not an ear wrong. Just a great drive. Darren Fisher, P4, also had a great drive. Hasn't put a foot wrong either in the Haas. Also entering back in the series. He's won this race before. He has won this race before on SimRacingHub. It was another one of these crazy round 1 races, which happened because drivers, once again, they haven't got the cars set up quite right yet. So if you want to win, This is a good one to take. And Fisher's done that in the past. And hey, P4, who knows? Could get on the podium today. Josh Mills is right behind him on his recovery drive back through. No one's pitted again this lap. There's 30 laps remaining in this race in round 1. We are now officially at the halfway point of the race. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Go to SimRacingHub.com, like I said, if you do want to get involved in the league. And here we go. Josh Mills. Easy, like taking candy from a goulet. Back up on Fisher with the new tyres. Higgins is in P8, but those soft tyres. His pace has not been that great on the soft tyres relative to the other tyres anyway. He certainly hasn't been flying through the field. He's got back markers right now. So the grid will have noted that. Kovacic still in P10, still running through. Bill Worrell, he's in my favourite position, in my least favourite car, the Ferrari. Stefan Brodersen, we have not talked about him very much, mostly because he's sponsored by Visa, and I have a MasterCard, so that's why. Janos Magasrevi. Just glossed straight over Brodersen. Janos Magasrevi in P13, coming back through the field. I would love to say he's storming back through the field, but he kind of keeps getting caught in storms. He makes some progress and then he gets kind of caught in some more storms, and hasn't quite. I just don't even know if he's going to be able to get into the points 100%. We're going to have to see how it plays out. It's probably got some damage. Mitsalis, P14. He's had a very up and down day. Got caught up in a few shenanigans. Jacobo Cardozo has caused a few shenanigans, and he's got the DRS right now. But this is going to be interesting actually for the McLaren. It's probably O-double-T-O, isn't it? Yes. So Acosta is going to try and get back past Mitsalis and Cardozo. Cardozo's going to... Where is he going? He went straight. That was very nice. I would say too nice. I just got completely out of the way. So now there's no chance at all of Mitsalis losing the position to Cardozo. Back at the front, and Riera took out another half a second from Montero, and that is why there is traffic. Can Riera clear the traffic? Oh, and Montero's in the pits. So Argenis Riera is going to lead the race. He is going to clear the traffic, and Montero is trundling into the pits. Should be a quick stop. Interesting, the third gear. See? Pay attention, kids. Has it in third ready, even when he's stopped. No point in going down to first. Will he come out in clear air? He will not. He comes out right in the middle of a sandwich. Luckily, it's his teammate who's behind him. And of course, Magasrevi's a lap down, so he's not going to be challenging him. It was interesting that he still forced his teammate to go defensive, even though he's a lap down. So he's going to come out right behind Josh Mills. So Zeke Montero has lost the place to Josh Mills. Now, that shouldn't be any great surprise because Mills undercut him quite a lot of laps. What tyres did Montero take? He took the hards, so they're both on a new set of hards. But Mills, of course, his new hards are not that new. They're like, Facebook Marketplace new. Like gently used, let's say. Will Riera dive into the pits this lap and join the group, or will he continue to go? He will dive into the pits, so let's keep an eye on where he's going to come out in this fight between Mills, Montero. My guess is he's going to come out behind both of these drivers, because obviously he was behind going into this. Jean-Pierre Lalancette takes the lead of the race. So Riera's going to come out of the pits. Let's see the drivers go past. You're going to see Josh Mills go past, Montero go past, and Magasrevi does not go past. That must have been very close, unless he... No, he just gave it to him. He just let him go. So Lalancette is in the lead of this race on merit, but needs to pit still. Let's give a little bit of onboard action for Jean-Pierre Lalancette. We're not going to count the palm trees again. We already know it's 109. Oh, wait. They keep going. The palm trees keep going. And then they turn into pine trees. And then there's more palm trees. 119 is what I managed to count. Lalancette leads the race. Back on board with Mills. Montero. Riera. So he lost time. He did get one extra lap. He didn't lose any positions, which is the key. So he really wants, like the Spice Girls, he wants Montero and Mills to start fighting this out, dicing it up. And I get a feeling he's going to get his wish, because Montero seems to be a little bit quicker than Mills. He's got the letterbox open. The DRS. Can Montero overtake Mills? Will Mills shut the door on him? Mills needs to keep the track position, because he's out of sync with the pit stops a little bit. We've seen Josh Mills do this in the past. It makes for great commentary, but not so many victories. But we don't mind. We love it. We'll keep an eye on that fight. Glenn Cooper back up to P5 because everybody started to pit around him. Lalancette went around again and did another lap. Acosta somehow back up to P6. Fisher in P7. He's pitted. Sean Higgins, he's still got the soft tires on. Still going around with the softs, but those are going to be no good very soon. Yes, he's doing a 21-0. Fisher actually just pitted last lap. That's the reason why he dropped down the field. So let's go on board with Montero. Let's keep an eye on this fight. This is definitely the fight that we want to keep an eye on. No way you can pass through this section. And he's going to get stuck in the dirty air here. The last laps, they were almost identical. 19.5 for Montero and 19.6 for Mills. And I think we're going to see the same thing again this lap. You can see Mills just trying to do a little bit of a shake and bake. So, yeah, once again, a 19.5 for Montero. Very consistent 19.3 for Riera. So he's not storming up from behind. He's only gained by 0.2. We won't do anything crazy into this corner. We run a little bit deep. Mills, to be fair, hasn't put a lot of feet wrong today. And it's a Red Bull 1-2. As things stand, a Red Bull 1-2. If we get a disconnect, and for some reason all the world internet goes down, this might end this way. It might end as a 1-2. Can he hold off Montero? It looks like he easily will. That Red Bull's got quite a lot of straight line speed. No mistakes from either driver, and we will go around once again with another lap. The Ferrari's in 9 and 10, but it's the Bill Worrell into the pits, so he's going to drop out of the top 10. I would say put Kovacic back into the top 10, but Magus Revi is now, I think, finally in position to jump into the top 10 when the pit stops kind of all work out. Where will Worrell come back out? Montero. Oh, he came out right near Montero. That did not work out too great for Zeke Montero. Where is Riera in this action? He managed to get by. He will have gained a little bit more time. Just keeps chipping away. Lalancette, how far is he going to go on the tires? Lalancette is going to find himself almost on par with Josh Mills of when they need to pit. Because Lalancette's going longer, Mills has been going shorter, and Lalancette has the track position. JPL right now is the lead Red Bull. That is fascinating. Isn't it? Crazy. Broderson, I was saying, is in the top 10. He's right there, right ahead of Lalancette. That's 10th place. So, as you can see, if you can score points in SimRacingHub, you are definitely talented. And you may definitely be a lap behind. It's not atypical for top 10 to get lapped once, maybe even twice. That's the speed of the leaders out front. We haven't had any more DNFs since Cook and Senior went out, which is great. Oppenheim is still running. Vanley Ward is still running. Back up with Montero. Will he have a look? Will he have a sniff? No. No chance. Oh. He's going to have to do something outside of the box. Outside of the pit box, should I say. You can see, oh, we're getting close now. Will we get, oh, and the touch of the grass. Here's the chance. Oh, it's going to happen. This is it. A sitting duck for Josh Mills. Montero surely is going to easily cruise past him around the outside. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, and he cut his nose off. And here comes Mills. Will Mills be able to dive and get him back? No, because the DRS. Montero still has the DRS. Mills is trying to fake it, but wow, that was a bold pass from Montero. And I think Josh Mills made a business decision there of it's round one. I've got all the tires. I'm not really fighting him. As for the pace right now, don't want to clip the back marker. And you can see Riera. Oh, he's just getting through. What a pass from Montero. While that was happening, Jean-Pierre Lalancette did pit. He's in the pit right now, actually. You can see him get lifted up. He's in first gear. What a mistake. Where will he feed out? Onto the circuit. Cooper's gone by. He's going to come out right ahead in the McLaren sandwich, of course. Everybody comes out in the McLaren sandwich. It's just what happens. Now, will Riera see weakness in Mills and go for Mills right away? Go for the jugular. Montero is leading the race again with a great pass. Absolutely just brilliant pass. Around the outside of turn 9. Oh. Hope you enjoyed that at home. Higgins has got softs on still. How long has he gone on these tires? And he's not doing a spectacular lap time, so I'm not too sure A, why these tires were used, and B, why they are still being used. But he's doing an okay job. Purple, Sector 1, Ezekiel Montero. He's going to put the fastest lap of the race up. There it is, an 18.0. 0.6 of a second faster than the last fastest lap. Montero is not messing around. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mills holding off Riera for now. In fact, this is the calm before the storm. As you can see that Riera, again, isn't able to... oh, he's running wide. He's not able to chomp the same that he's been able to do. He's trying. You can see he's really trying. But that car might not be set up optimal for what he likes. Or he's getting struggling a lot with the dirty air. Because Riera, the one thing he hasn't had today is clean air. Maybe he thought he would have clean air. He would put it on pole. And it just hasn't worked out. Cooper still in P4. He's ahead of Lalancette, but Lalancette, of course, has got the fresh tires, so he's going to be catching Cooper up and should be overtaking him very, very shortly. You can see the orange McLaren just in the distance. Fisher P7. Higgins has dropped down, and he's got rid of the reds. And he must have heard me. I'm quite loud. So, 20 laps remaining. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. There's going to be one more pit stop, I believe, for most of these runners. But do the leaders have to pit? That's a very interesting question. I don't think they have to pit. Will they pit? That's the question, because Mills has to pit. I'm pretty confident Mills is going to have to pit again. Higgins is going to the end, so we can put that staple that we know Higgins on the hards is going to the end of the race. So anybody that's in the pits now, Acosta's in the pits, so where will he come out? Because he's obviously had a very up and down day. Recovery drive here. He's come out in P7 comfortably, so Acosta, barring a mistake, should finish at least P7. So that will please him. That some good points recovering. I mean, really, Acosta probably had the pace of a 3rd or 4th place today, so yes, he lost some points, but not the end of the world for his championship and the Constructors' Championship for the McLaren. But that just shows what a great job his teammate Cooper is doing. on the other side of the circuit. Back into the battle. Here comes our Argenis Riera on Josh Mills. Can Riera finally do it? He's going to clip that curb. Wide open the DRS. He's not going to be close enough for a launch. And now he's going to get trapped behind Mills through this tight section. There's a yellow in Sector 1. Watching the timing and scoring to see if anybody is falling down the order. I don't believe so. So we'll keep on board with this fight because Riera is going to be right there. He just hasn't got the straight line speed. I don't think Riera anticipated having to do too many overtakes today. And maybe had the car set up. You can see how nice it is, even in the dirty air through that chicane. But Mills has got just so much straight line speed. I don't think there's going to be a pass. I don't think there's going to be a pass. I'm going to go away from it and we'll watch something else because I really don't think there's going to be a pass. We have a pass going here. Kovacic and Mianis Magasrevi going at it. We have the commissioner of the league under threat from the league's newest addition, Dejan Kovacic. This is entertainment at its finest, and Magasrevi is driving a wounded Mercedes. He stands absolutely no chance of hanging on to that fight, and he's just going to let him go. So Magasrevi, no, he might not get points, which just shows Arno Acosta has done a good job today. But we're back up at the top. Riera is right in distance, and now he's dropped back again. My timing and scoring keeps going red, showing that there's going to be a pass. Just relax. It's not going to be a pass. Mills is doing such a great job. Will he be able to go to the end of the race? Will these tires last? Will he choose to go to the end of the race? If Mills is going to pit, you should pit now. So I don't think Mills is going to try and pit. I think Mills here is fighting for second place. And the gap opening up between Montero and Mills is absolutely massive. Kovacic is right behind Broderson. We'll keep an eye on that. He thought about it, but no launch. Now back at the top. We've got Cooper and Lalancet going at it too. So Lalancet caught and passed Cooper. It's all on the go here. Oh, and here we go. Josh Mills is in the pits. This is what we said. If he's going to pit, he's going to pit now. What tires is he going to put on? How aggressive and bold are we going to go? We're going to go with the hard tires. That is... well, that's not very bold at all. That is as bold as Folger's coffee. And he's going to come out behind a McLaren. Of course. Always behind a McLaren. How did they do it? How do they do it? That has not worked out for Mills at all. Oh, who told him to pit now? He's come out in horrific traffic. That's great news for Riera, who... no, actually, Riera, he could pit now. Riera could pit now and try and do the undercut on Mills. Will he do that? Or will Riera just go to the end of the race? This is very interesting. Mills has got by Cooper. There he is. There he goes. Will Riera pit? Will he go into the pits? Because Mills came out into traffic. No, he will not. Nobody told him that Mills came into traffic. And Mills now is still in some more traffic. But Magasrevi's getting out of the way. That's not something that Janos wanted to be doing in the first race. I mean, he's in my favorite position. So that's good. It's going to save... it's going to make his night. He's going to be very, very happy with that. Broderson's got the soft tires on, so he's going bold. That's why he's called Boulderson. You see what I did there? Mills, now he's behind his teammate. And I said that Jean-Pierre Lalancet was the leading Red Bull, and this is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Lalancet is... he doesn't necessarily have to pit again. Is he going to get in the way of Mills? I highly doubt not. He might give him a nice slipstream all the way down this section of the circuit. We'll keep an eye on whether the leaders pit. Haney is in the pits right now in P16. And is he gonna? He's gonna have to lift to let him go. Oh, and Mills had to lift. Oh no, no, no. And Lalanset is still gonna have to lift. Oh, and what's he doing? He's gonna. Okay, wow, that was not. That was like synchronized dive bombing. That's not what you want to see. And Lalanset will have lost time by doing that too. That's not how you do it. No, it wasn't the end of the world. They didn't crash into each other, but that could have been crisper. Let's say from the two Red Bulls. So Mills now on the new tires. Now he's 23.4 seconds behind Montero. So Montero doesn't want to pit because if he pits, he has to overtake Riera if Riera does not pit. So Montero's kind of stuck here, but I think he'll be fine so long as his pace continues up. He's losing quite a lot of time. Let's see what time Josh Mills can do now that he's free. Let's go on board with the Red Bull, because this could be the fastest lap of the race. Should be the fastest lap of the race. His back marker's in front, but this is actually going to help him as long as they don't get in his way, because they're going to give him a nice tow. You always worry about them just lifting off blindly, though. Now, will the other back marker lift off? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. And that's going to cost Nitzales. Is overtaking Cardozo. Or they're fighting. There's a Ferrari off of the track. Is that Worrell off of the track? No, that's Arrigo off of the track. But he's a lap ahead of these guys. What is happening? So the guy who's a lap ahead is off the track of the guys who is a lap behind. And they're fighting. And it's just a mess. Why do we race around tracks like Singapore? We should just do all of the races around Albert Park. We'll just do, you know, the old layout, the new layout. We'll do reverse layout. Here we go. Nitzales. Is he going to pull a Montero around the outside? Wow. Didn't get left any room. Not a single piece of room from Cardozo there. Did Mills do the fastest lap of the race? Montero still owns it right now. Where is Mills? Mills did not do the fastest lap of the race. Uh-oh. The back markers, that's what it was. The back markers going this way. This will be the fastest lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. You watch this. We'll stay on board. And timing and scoring is not doing anything else. Let's see how this car is working. Very low in the rev range through this chicane. Nice and easy, but very low in the rev range. There's more speed for that car to have, and that's why his car's so fast when he has the DRS, because he's got more speed to give. Mills obviously figured, you know, I'm going to have to do some passing today. And he's setting his car up for it. Ooh, sliding, trying to get the car slowed down. But Mills is going to be gunning it. So let's see what this pace is, and let's start to work out whether this is going to happen for Josh Mills. 18.4. Wow. Not going to work. That's not going to get it done. Josh Mills is on for a third place finish right now because Montero has pitted. Oh, I missed that one. Montero pitted. Surely Riera is going to have to pit. But what if he doesn't? What if he just stays out? How much tire life has he got? This is when, you know, the drivers don't like to usually give us this type of information. But I would love if he drove past the pit gantry, you know, with a 40 sign, so I could know, okay, he's got 40% left. Or he wants some 40 Creek whiskey. One of the two. Will he dive into the pits this lap? No, he won't. Yes, he will. Oh, excitement over. But this is going to still be interesting. Where's he going to come out relative to Josh Mills? Mills, remember, had some issues. Put up some good pace. Wasn't flying. Wasn't setting purple lap times. Riera's pit gantry right at the end. Hello, Ricardo Sr. Hello. Montero, fastest lap of the race. 17.7. Retakes the lead of the race. Now, where is Jonas Riera going to come out? He's going to come out behind Josh Mills. Mills retakes second place. Riera's going to have to do it all again. He's going to have to pass Josh Mills again. definitely going to be another challenge. Riera's going to have to find his way past Josh Mills. Oh my word. Acosta's got ahead of Cooper, so Acosta is now the leading McLaren. The two rookies, 9 and 10. We can't talk enough about the job that they're doing today. To come from the back row of the grid, ladies and gentlemen, after binning it in qualifying, was Kovacic. To be 9th place for Orego, leading his teammate, much more experienced teammate, and 10th place for Kovacic. Yes, he won the Winter Series, and 10th will be disappointing for him. But he's had an eventful day. He's still getting a point currently. And he started on the back row of the grid. Great drive. Magus Revi, nothing else to say on him. He is behind Broderson. He is ahead of Broderson, but still not too much to say on him. Haney and Mitsalis are having a good old fight too. I think Mitsalis might have just passed Haney. Or no, Haney is just very close to him. Will Richard Haney get past Mitsalis? Mitsalis is not really committing to what side of the circuit he's going to go to if Haney gets close enough. Doesn't need to. Oh, Haney took a little bit too much speed, got a little bit too antsy at trying, and it's all about the exits, not about the entrance. And you can see now he's going to have to sit behind him for at least a couple more corners. No one's tried a ball pass into the last turn or the hairpin here. This used to be a bold place to make an overtake. We love a bold overtake. Driver of the day. It's going to be an interesting vote. It's going to be a very interesting vote. I think we'll wait and see. I think one person stands out above the rest so far. Still running in the field. We still have 18 runners. Jeff Oppenheim still running. He's down in 18th. He's got, is that the leader, Montero, right behind him? Yes, Oppenheim chooses to go on the grass to get out of his way. Again, could have been cleaner. He gave him a little bit of DRS though, so Montero will say thank you very much. And he is gone. Montero is once again gone, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go again. Riera and Mills. Potato, potato. Tomato, tomato. Can he make a pass? Can the Aston Martin find a way of getting past a car that I believe is faster in a straight line, which is the Red Bull? Where are we going to try a pass? Let's look at the track map. Okay. Obviously, we want to try a pass into turn 9 or out of the turn 9-10 chicane here if we can. I don't think Riera's car can do it unless Mills makes a mistake. He's going to get quite close right here. We said about passing into the final 2 turns, but I just don't think that's on the cards either because of the arrow wash. Turn 3. Pass into turn 3. There's a chance because there's only one corner between it. Again, you'd have to be bold on the brakes. I could see some type of a lunge into turn 3 to put Mills off balance. Oh, Mills put himself off balance. But I could see a lunge into turn 3. Oh, this might happen right now. This is going to be interesting. Can we get close enough to lunge into turn 3 to put Mills defensive and maybe slip by somehow in the 4-5 nonsense? Let's take a look here. We will get the DRS, but we're going to be too far back once again. Too far back to try a launch. Mills is not going to fall for it if we do go when you're that far back. But we need to do something. We need to get him off balance. There's a back marker coming up that also gives us an opportunity. So we'll see whether that works out. Meanwhile, Montero 5.3 up the road. Lalancet is 10 seconds behind this duo. Then was Fisher, the 2 McLarens. Acosta. Here's Riera. He's just going very tight. He's trying to get everything. Now, will Mills lose time to the back marker? No, he will not. The back marker will get out of the way. Will Riera lose time to the back marker? Yes, it always hurts the second car more than the first car. Everybody always says about, oh, take this opportunity to pass. They always see the first car coming, but they don't always see the second car coming. So this battle is done for a lap. His battle is very much not done. It's heating up. Haney with a heater. Battle for P15 and 16. You can see these guys are still having fun. They're having good racing all the way down the field. Still score points for the ranking. Every position is ranked, and we said that that's how you get a seat into next year's season. So you still want to finish the race and not park it. Haney is doing the Indianapolis Oval. Still taking a lot of speed through the first one, but took enough speed through the second one to make this a little bit interesting. It would need to be quite a bold lunge, which is not going to be. Will we try a pass into the second to last turn? That would be very bold and stupid, and I want to see it. I want to see it, stupid. I want to see it. Mills still hanging on from Riera. 6 laps to go. Mills needs to beat Riera here. Started ahead of Riera. He's been ahead of Riera the entire race. He needs to beat Riera. Montero, class of his own today. But if Mills can beat Argenis Riera, I think that's a solid start to the series. We obviously would think that Montero has advantage in the championship. Oh, but Riera's close. Oh, he's close. A mistake from Mills, and Mills is going to have to go defensive, because here comes Riera, and if he doesn't look to defend, Riera with a little look, can he get the first turn right? Can he stay close enough into turn 3? I think he just didn't quite get enough. He could have had a look into turn 1, and he didn't, and now he's let Mills off the hook with another little error. What a great race. What a great race. Absolutely great. Haney got by Metsalis. We didn't see it, but Richard Haney got by Tony Metsalis, as you can see right there. So Haney is up to P15. How far is Worrell away from P10? Because it's never usually far, but I think he is actually, yeah, he's quite a long way away. Back up front, Riera, Mills. I'm sorry if you want to watch anything else, ladies and gentlemen, but every time I turn off these guys, it just tells me to go right back to them again. Riera just can't find a way past Mills, but can he stay close enough through this section? Will he have a look into turn 1? I think turn 1 is the best chance that Argenis Riera has to pass Josh Mills. Here we go. Will he pass him? Oh, Mills is round wide. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some side-by-side action. Josh Mills, he's going to go defensive. He's going to make Riera go around the outside. Will Riera be able to make the pass? Oh, he needed to get it done. He didn't get it done. Great driving from Mills. And Riera still has another lap of looking at the back of that Red Bull Oracle, who's round wide, and he's going to gift it to Riera right here. Does Riera have the pace, though? Riera's car's been slow in the straight line all day. Is he fast enough? No way Mills will give him the inside. No way Mills will give him the inside. There's no way that Josh Mills just gave him the inside. Oh, and he still tries to hang on to it. That was incredibly bold to give Riera the inside. Riera now is looking on the inside again. He's going to go for a dive, is he? Wow. I can't believe Josh Mills gave him the inside. What a daring daredevil he is. And it worked brilliantly. He pushed it. I lost for words. 5 laps remaining. Montero's cruising out front. These two are driving the lights off of each other. If they crash, Lalancet could be in for a great finish. You've got Magus Revi on Worrell for P12, but every time I turn off these guys, the computer says no, don't turn off this fight. I want to see some other fights. There's other things going on. Metsalis is coming back at Haney. Will he have a lunch? No, he will not. There's Riera and Mills has had a better middle sector. Magus Revi all over the back of Bill Worrell. He wants my P11 back. Will Janos Magus Revi do a pass here today? Round the outside of Worrell. Oh, go. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Good effort, though. 10 for effort. We've got to go back to the top. We've got to have a look at that guy. Now we'll go back to Magus Revi. because these guys are going to go at it once again. We've said Worrell is not easy to pass. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not been easy to pass, but Magus Revi will finally get this done, surely. Does he have enough speed? He's going to have to go around the outside. Worrell's going to hold it. No, he's not. Magus Revi around the outside. Great pass. Can Riera pull a great pass? There's traffic behind. Oh, here we go. Here we go again. This is round 28. Going into turn 3. Can he make a pass? He's going to go around the outside. He's going to try and push him. Push his way around. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Can he hold it? No, he cannot. Mills shuts the door. Magus Revi got by Worrell. Into P11. Riera again. We might miss the end of this race because we're just watching this fight. We can't even see Montero. We can't take our eyes off it. Every time we do, the computer goes mad. You've got the two McLarens close together. Shocker. Absolute shocker. They've had completely different strategies, completely different races, and yet they're right next to each other. Here we go. Can Riera get past Josh Mills? We're going to try again. Mills is going defensive into the second to last turn. He doesn't need to. He's taking the wrong line through there. He does not need to. Now we will see how close Argenis Riera is for a goal this lap. Turn 1 we said is the place to pass. Why is Mills giving him the inside again? Riera will take that gift and run with it. Josh Mills gave him the inside, and now Mills is going to have to try the pass. But Riera has a DRS. Mills is going to have to try and launch one. And Mills just gave up second place with only 2 laps to go. He gave him the inside. Does he not listen to Eminem? You make the trailer park goals go round the outside. Mills has got straight line speed. Can he make me eat my words? Hum gum gum. Can he do it? He might have a chance. Riera's a sitting duck. He's very slow on the straights. Mills looking on the outside. Oh, he's on the grass. Oh, it's bold. But he might get him here. Oh, he hit the policeman. The policeman pushed him off. But here we go. They're going to go at it again. Mills is not going to go on the inside. Riera says, no way. I'm giving you the inside. And that's why you defend the inside. That might be the difference today between second place and third place. One driver defended the inside and the other did not. Wow. What a race. What a race. He's still got the DRS. Montero is coming round the circuit. He's on his penultimate lap. You got the McLarens duking it out on Cooper right behind Acosta. We'll go on board with it. Why not? We like a good fight. Can Cooper get by Acosta without taking him out? Cooper goes for one. He does the pass, and he'll get the DRS. So Cooper takes the lead McLaren spot back from OWTO. These guys do some great racing. Oh, and we just see a spinning car. That was a Alpha Tauri, I think. And I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We've thrown in the towel. Oh, and we almost thrown it away. We almost we didn't throw in the towel. We almost throw it away. I can't believe that we almost that's crazy. Zeke Montero in Australia will start his final lap of the race. He's going to come through and claim victory without a mistake. You've got the McLarens fighting again. Always. Janos Magus Revi got into the points. He overtook Kovacic. Janos Magus Revi steals a point, and the rookie Dejan Kovacic is going to fall out of the points. But the other rookie, Juan Orrego, is going to get himself 2 fantastic points. Montero, he's dominated the race. He's been in control all day. Even when he lost the lead of the race, he made a spectacular pass around the outside. That car was the fastest car today. He was fastest driver today. He's driver of the day. There's no doubt about it, just for the overtake. When I started to think about Arago for driver of the day, and Higgins has had a great drive, and Lalansette's had a great drive, but I'm sorry, you can't take it away from this man. Zeke Montero is going to come through and take the first race of the year in the 2025 SimRacingHub Championship. Ezekiel Montero wins in Melbourne. Argenis Riera comes in P2. Josh Mills settles for P3. And Jean-Pierre Lalansette's going to come not far behind in P4. The two McLarens are going to finish side by side. No great surprise. Checkers for them in 5 and 6. Darren Fisher, in his return to the series, is coming around the last couple of corners. He's had a great drive. He's in P7. What a great return for Fish in P7. Higgins, great drive from him as well today. He used the wrong tyres once or twice, but that's okay. Other than that, he avoided the carnage. And this man right here, a lap down, but from last on the grid to 9th. Welcome to SimRacingHub, Juan Arago. Magus Revi comes home in P10. Montero with the win. So Mercedes do get two cars in the points, but one at the top of the points, one at the bottom of the points. And fastest lap, of course, also goes to Zika Montero. Fast lap point. It's a perfect day. Pole, fast lap, point. Thank you very much. Take me in the bag to round 2. What a fantastic race we had there. Drivers are still coming back through. I still can't believe that Josh Mills gave the inside to to Riera. I can't believe it. We're gonna have to try and find out if we can ask him some questions about that, because I do need to know what he was thinking, what the reason behind it was. So let's jump on here and see if the guys are available for some interviews. I'd love to hear what they have to say. We'll stay on board with Montero while we do the interviews. We will see if we can get on board for the interviews. So we will see if we can get some interviews going here after just a great race. Absolutely great race to start the year. And we'll see whether we can make sure that the tech is working. Can everybody hear me? And great race. Perfect. Awesome. Well, I first off, I want to congratulate Ezekiel Montero with an absolutely perfect day. Pole position. Fastest lap, win, and just an absolutely sensational overtake through the Fast S that we saw on board. Zeke, great job. Was there any point today that you thought maybe today wasn't going to be perfect? That's okay. And how were the tires? Like, everybody seemed to like the hard tires the most. Was that the general feel? Mm. Yeah, well, I think the softs, nobody really. I mean, I saw Higgins use them at one point, but no one was lighting up the timing screens with the softs. So, be interesting to see if that changes. Our Janice will go on to onto him. Congratulations, second place. Um, he's not here. Okay, well then we don't go on to him. Yeah, Josh. Okay, I mean, congratulations to you as well in third. But I mean, I have to ask you. I mean, it was a lot of TV time for you guys. A lot of TV time because every single time I turned off the battle, my computer was just going red, red. No, no, they're very close again. They're very close again. Did you think that you were gonna have enough to hold him back because he looked like he didn't have the speed on the straight to get you? Was it tires? Well, you did the usual mills. We tried. You tried to get things going when you seemed to be not too happy with the car in the first stint, and then you pitted. You were the first one to pit. So it was kind of like right from then you were playing catch up, I guess, a little bit on the, pitting. Did you want to pit that early, or did you just you had to because you weren't happy with the car, or you were trying to make something different? Okay. Well, the undercut was powerful, so yeah. And I have to say too, the you gave Riera the inside line in the end for the pass, but you did it a couple laps earlier. You gave him the inside and you held it onto it, and I was baffled by it. But I was like, this is sensational. The fact that you managed to do that because then you were able to pull out front. So, were you just thinking that he would slide out the way, or at that point were you just thinking there's no way that I'm going to be able to hold him back because of the tires, or what was the reason for in the end him taking the inside line? Yeah, I definitely did. You okay? Perfect. We will go with Janice. Congratulations. We were just saying that you had a great fight with Josh, and if you if you want to watch the whole thing, you can because pretty much the entire feed was you two, because you were so close the whole race. I didn't think you were going to be able to pass him because it looked like you were too slow on the straight. Like, do you think you made a setup mistake in that, or yeah? It looked like the car was a little bit hard to handle. We noticed it right away in qualifying that he didn't seem completely comfortable. Um, So just first race jitters basically, and not quite getting the car set up yet the way that you want it. Okay, and last question, because you're the best person to ask because you spent the entire race behind another car. How is the aero wash on this year's mod? Okay, that's good. That's good. That should be some good racing. Overall, it was a great race. We had a lot of mistakes, but I think a lot that was because round one, people, with the setups. So thank you for joining us. Congratulations, Zeke Montero, and my driver of the day, just because he didn't put a foot wrong. So yeah, yeah, it's going to be a fun season, that's for sure. So thank you guys. Take care. Have a good night. And thank you everybody for watching Sim Racing Hub's coverage of round one of the 2025 season. Zeke Montero takes it in Australia. We will be back in 2 weeks for round two. Thank you. Take care. Have a good night.